Among the many speeches that got a lot of press attention during the Oscars, Patricia Arquette talking about the pay gap was definitely one of them, and a lot of different people had a lot of different reactions to it, but there was outrage after she gave her very public speech during the Oscars. So what she said during the award show wasn't that controversial. People tended to love what she had to say. In fact, here's what her speech included. To every woman who gave birth to every taxpayer and citizen of this nation, we have fought for everybody else's equal rights. It's our time to have wage equality once and for all, and equal rights for women in the United States of America.
Well, considering the fact that it is indeed illegal to pay a woman less money for the same exact job as a man, and considering the fact that there is nothing that a man can do legally that a woman can't do legally, it looks like you already have what you want.
So when she said that, Meryl Streep and Jennifer Lopez got up off their seats, they started clapping, they loved it.
Which I find to be incredibly ironic, considering the fact that Jennifer Lopez makes more money for shaking her butt than most garbage collectors make for, I don't know, disposing waste, and most firefighters make from putting out fire. I really don't think that she should be the one talking about how there is pay inequality. Yeah, I'm just saying.
What got her in trouble? Apparently later on, when she was talking to the press, she tried to elaborate on it, and maybe she didn't do so in the most eloquent way because a lot of people misconstrued what she had to say.
And as the queen of misconstruing what people have to say, Miss Consparian, I actually believe you.
Here's what she said. So the truth is, even though we sort of feel like we have equal rights in America, right under the surface, there are huge issues that are applied that really do affect women.
Like people giving them compliments on the street. No, the misogyny.
And it's time for all the women in America and all the men that love women.
Which is a vast majority of men that do exist, have existed, and probably will exist.
And all the gay people and all the people of color that we've all fought for to fight for us now. So that's the part of her commentary, which of course she said after the Oscars, that got her into a lot of trouble. Now, what is the criticism? Why are people so upset about it? Let me give you a few examples of what people have said. One person writes, when Patricia Arquette was talking about higher wages for women, she sure as hell wasn't talking about my black ass. So they felt that her post speech was basically excluding people of color and also the LGBT community.
I don't even think she misspoke. I don't get it. I think what she said is perfectly fine. And so, okay, let's break it down. First of all, you said everybody liked the first part of the speech. Of course, that's not true. The right wing didn't like it at all. Oh, yeah, the equal rights. Yeah, no.
That was a fantastic summarization of the right wing's position, Sheik. Man, you should write books on how the right wing feels about all types of politics.
Men's rights groups hated it.
Of course they hated it.
Of course, right.
But
they're not in the rational sphere. Okay. All right. So, and then, so she gets crap from all those guys. Then turn around and have liberals attack her because she mentioned race, but somehow, what is it? They're talking about an intersectional issue.
yes.
Okay.
So
what is that?
Let me give you some more criticism that she got. All the gay people and all people of color, like gay women and black women, are not women too. Girl, please go away. All right, so I'm going to stop right
She
here.
didn't say that. She didn't say that.
No, look, that's why. Look, this is why this whole issue frustrates me, because her words were misconstrued.
And as the queen of misconstruing things people have to say, Miss Consparian, I actually believe you.
And I can relate to her, right? Because we do the show where we share our opinions and our commentary off the cuff, no teleprompter. And sometimes when you are trying to make a point, it might not come out as eloquently or as perfectly as you'd want it to, and you don't include every single caveat that makes your point as clear as possible.
Is that really your excuse for misconstruing every quote you've ever read throughout the entire time you've been on the Young Turks, Miss Consparian?
And so that it basically creates an opportunity for people to take what you say and twist it and make it seem like you're saying something that you're not.
Kinda sounds like your job description. Oh man, I'm getting on her today, aren't I?
What did she say during her Oscar speech? She said, look, we all came together to fight for equal rights for all these different groups of people. Now it's time to focus on the wage gap, right?
Which doesn't actually exist, by the way. I mean, there has yet to be one person, I haven't seen not one person, show me a paycheck of a woman working the same hours and doing the same job as a man and somehow getting paid 77% of what he earned. Haven't seen it yet. Wanna know why? Because it doesn't fucking happen.
And I don't think that she meant I'm fighting for equal rights for women and everyone else can just fuck off. That's not what she meant. She meant, hey, us as progressives need to come together and fight for various different issues in this country, just like we have with racism and bigotry.
No, I'm annoyed, honestly. The one good story, part of this story is that it turns out there's real liberals in the country.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I always talk about it. If the country ever got back into balance, I'd be considered a moderate, right? So, okay, this is a decent example of that. Like, I know liberals like this on college campuses and stuff like that, and everything is, oh, that's the wrong pronoun and whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And to imply that she's against gay women or black women or Latino women, well, that goes above and beyond.
Yep.
Do you feel that, Cenk? That feeling that you're getting? That's called empathy. I want you to remember that just for 1 second. I'm going to make a point with it.
But a lot of people there are implying that she was saying, well, gay women and black women shouldn't be part of this fight. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, now you're making stuff up because she didn't say that at all. She didn't imply that at all. It's not within a 10-mile perimeter of what she said.
Yes, Cenk, yes. Feel that and internalize that. Because now you have just received a piece of what men's rights activists, of what right-wingers, of what people like myself deal with on a regular fucking basis from these feminists. You just got a taste of that.
Right? Okay, now if you want to pick a fight with the actual thing that she said,
yeah,
about like, hey, we fought these battles. We fought battles for gay rights. We fought battles for civil rights. Now let's fight this battle together.
Yeah.
Man, okay, now at least you're getting to what she actually said, but you're also stretching to find something wrong. She didn't say civil rights battle is over. She didn't say gay rights battle is over. She didn't say take a load off of those. She's saying, hey, look, a lot of good progressive women fought in those battles. And she's right about that. She's like, and she's saying, can we all help a sister out now? I mean, we're 50% of the population. Can we all work together on this issue?
You know, here's the funny thing about all of this. You know, I don't identify as a men's rights activist, you know. I am just some nappy-headed nigga on the internet. With that being said, though, I mean, I have heard very many men's rights activists say, we're not saying women don't have problems. We're just saying, hey, look, I mean, young boys get their genitals mutilated on a regular basis, and nobody has jack shit to say about that. And a lot of people will laugh at them. One thing I will never forget is how Steve Shive wrote off men who don't get to see their children. That was some fucking shit. Like, he just blew them all off. Like, go ahead and cry about the fact that you don't get to see your kids, because it's not like you really give a fuck about them. I mean, okay, he didn't actually say that. I'm not even sure if he implied it. But the point is, my friends, a lot of people in our society certainly do imply that men don't give a fuck about their kids, or that men don't feel, that men don't care, and that men should be able to express their feelings and shit like that. And when they do have a movement, like the men's rights activists, they get made fun of, or told that they're whiny, by feminists. It's kind of like catch-22. I mean, it's really ironic, too. The point that I'm making is that men's rights activists say that shit all the time. You feel that feeling, Cenk? That feeling is called empathy. Okay, now you're starting to feel how the men's rights activists and how all the people in the right wing start to feel when they deal with fucking liberals.
Right? And so, now she didn't imply any of that, and in this case, I don't see any examples of that. But I'm saying, for all the people who benefited from all those fights, well, let's help in this case so that women can get to a better place as well. And it's not to say that women have no rights. It's not to say that women are crushed and we've made no progress, etc. It's to say that there's still some work to be done.
Yeah.
If I was a men's rights activist at this point, I'd probably say, thank you for taking the words right out of my mouth.
So can we all work on it together?
Yeah.
I agree with that sentiment 100%.
And also, it's interesting because when this story made headlines, I thought that the kerfuffle was about the fact that she asked for equal rights for women. Because if you want to get criticism online, anywhere, just ask for equal rights for women. People will lose it, okay? They will lose their collective shit.
Miss Gasparian, there have been several times where I have insulted your intelligence. And I don't do that because I don't think that you're an intelligent person. I do that for comedic effect, because these videos can be very long. However, Anna, you fucking dumbass, women are already equal to men. There is not anything that women can do that men can't do, or anything that men can do that women can't do in terms of the legal sphere. There's no law that permits men to do one thing, that doesn't allow women to do other thing. That is not related to biological functions. However, and here's the kicker, there have been several times in the court system where women have been able to get either less time for the same exact crime a man has committed, or has been able to walk scot-free. There have been times where women were literally able to get away with murder or attempted murder. That's why people lose their shit. I'm not going to refute you, Anna. That's not a rebuttal. It's an explanation, okay? I'm not rebutting you. You're right. People do lose their fucking shit because women already fucking have rights. And at this point now, you're just fighting for supremacy.
Okay, and so I was a little dismayed that that wasn't really the issue. The issue was people misconstruing what she had to say.
You know, I was going to bring up the fact that you misconstrue every quote that you ever say on the Young Turks, but at this point, I wouldn't be saying something people already don't know.
But if you want to talk about equal pay, I do want to talk about that a little bit because there is some good news when it comes to the pay gap.
It doesn't fucking exist. No.
It is closing for millennials specifically. And MarketWatch did this really great article talking about how the pay gap still exists for the generation before millennials. But when it comes to millennials, it has closed, but there's still a little bit of a gap. So let me give you the results of a study. And I should note that this study did not look at women in different jobs. So they're not comparing women who decided to be teachers to men who are CEOs, okay? So that's usually the criticism of the government's analysis of this.
Which is a pretty fucking valid criticism. I mean, don't try to blow that off at as if that doesn't kind of destroy the entire foundation of that study. I mean, after all, you hear several fucking times for the same exact job, but turns out it's not really the same exact job.
That's what they found. This is a study by Millennial Branding, and it's a branding consulting firm, and also PayScale, which is another company. So in 2012, among workers ages 25 to 34, women's hourly earnings were 93% those of men. But among all working men and women ages 16 and older, women's hourly wages were 84% those of men.
And you do understand that that quote contradicts itself, right? You can't simultaneously say that women who are 25 to 34 years old make 93% of what men make, what men earn, and then in the very next sentence say women who are 16 and older make 84% of what men earn. Because 25 to 34, last time I checked, is older than fucking 16. So then you would have to account at what point in time does this drop occur. Not only does that, but one thing I've noticed is that we haven't actually argued how many women were in this study, apparently. And we also have not compared side by side simultaneously the amount of hours a woman worked and the amount of hours a man worked. Because if you did that, then you'd actually have a legal case to sue your employer for pay discrimination. Which is how I can say this. That's bullshit. Wrap us up.
So that's already a little close in this pay gap. So we're making progress, right? But what she's saying, what Arquette is saying here is absolutely right. We got to keep fighting, because if we don't, then that pay gap will continue to exist or it will widen.
Well, to be completely honest, I've grown tired of this video. At this point, I'm just going to be repeating myself over and over again. The pay gap doesn't exist and all that, and there are multiple statistics and disproving it. So yeah, I mean, I do have one thing to say, and that is, if you guys want to definitively prove this pay gap once and for all, this is my challenge to you. Now, of course, again, I'm just some nappy-headed nigga on the internet, but let's just try this one out. Show me a paycheck of a woman working the same amount of hours as a man, same 40-hour week, 35 and whatever, same amount of time working as a man, doing the same job, the same exact job, because remember, that's the lie we've been told several times, doing the same exact job. You show me that a woman working same amount of hours as a man and earns 77% of what he got, doing the same exact job with the same exact effort, I will finally believe that this pay gap exists. Until you show me that, I will continue to know it for the bullshit that it truly is. That being said, I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, man, go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. And as always, have a great day. I will see you cool cats soon. Adios.